That's enough. And with that, the thought of the day, Jose Ariano.
Good morning, everybody. It's been a long time since I've been up here, so bear with me. My thought for today is that life's a process. You know, walking through these doors is a process, and our whole life's experience is a process. But along this process of mine, I remember early on when I got into the gang culture and lifestyle, I had a homie tell me one time, he said to me, hey, fake it till you make it, homie, but don't forget to make it. And that kind of had stuck with me, right? And I remember growing up in that process, and I remember being very young. I was 18 years old, and I was in the county jail. And by this time, I had, you know, fake it till I make it. I wasn't born a gang member. I didn't come out the womb, you know, gang banging. I don't think any of us did. But it was a process that we succumbed to and we participated in, and eventually, you know, we created these characters. And being a young kid, that's what I did. I looked around and I said, I'm gonna take a little bit of this, homie, and I'm gonna put that on. And I'm gonna take a little bit of this, homie, and I'm gonna put that on. And, you know, that's gonna be my armor. And that's how I'm gonna show up. And that's what my name's gonna represent. And I remember being in the county, and I didn't know Spanish growing up because I'm native, you know. And when I was a kid, knowing that I was native, I was like actually ashamed of who I really was, you know, because it was like poverty and poor and don't tell people you're Indian. And so I wanted to know Spanish, but I didn't speak Spanish. My grandparents didn't speak Spanish. None of us grew up speaking Spanish, but I would try to like hear Spanish words and I would try to use them. And I remember being in the county, I would hear homies introduce themselves to each other. And I would take little words that I would hear. And I remember being in the county, and I would introduce myself to fools, and I would say, hey, my name is so-and-so from whoop-de-whoop, and at the end of every time I would say that, I would say, Igualmente, homie. You know what I mean? And I would do that multiple times, you know, and I would do it with meaning and with passion, like, hey, homie, my name is whoop-de-whoop from Igualmente, homie. You know what I mean? And then one day, a homie pulls me to the side, and he says, hey, homie, can I talk to you? And I'm like, yeah. He says, hey, what are you saying to the homies when you're introducing yourself? And I said, I'm saying Igualmente, homie, which means I'm down for mine. You know what I mean? Because that's what I thought it meant when I heard them say it. And he says, I don't know what that means, homie. But that doesn't mean I'm down for mine. Like, and I said, well, what are the homies saying when they say that? Because I hear them every time saying, my name is whoop-de-whoop, and then they say that. He goes, they don't say Igualmente. They say Igualmente, which means likewise. And I go, damn. So I was faking it till I was making it, but then I started saying igualmente. So I didn't forget to make it. And I say that about this place. I remember coming here, and actually the homie Isaac reminded me, you know, of me giving him a hug and how he felt. I remember coming here, walking through these doors, and the homie hugging me, and how I felt, and how foreign it was. I remember how foreign it was for me to hug another man as well. But I said, man, I see all the homies doing that. So just like I did in the county jail, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna hug people when they walk through the doors, just like they hug me when I walk through the doors. And I see people being polite to each other. I see people saying sorry or excuse me when they bump into each other. I'm not accustomed to doing that, but I'm gonna do that too. When I bump into somebody, I'm gonna say, hey, excuse me, my bad, I didn't mean to step on your shoe. I apologize. I see people hearing people's stories and respecting that space up there and not talking about people when they walk out the room. I'm gonna do that too. Just like I did when I lived that life. Just like I adapted to that culture. For me, one of the biggest things that I did here was I didn't know any of this. I didn't know what it meant, the terms that were being used. I didn't know what healing meant. I didn't know what trauma meant. I didn't know about PTSD. But I watched the way people treated each other. And I said, you know what, that makes me feel good. I'm following suit, homie. I'm gonna do that. And eventually, gradually, my life began to change. And I'm so glad I did that. And so I say today that life's a process. We don't get it overnight. It doesn't happen like that. If it did, I mean, that would be, you know, it would be great. But it doesn't. It gradually happens. And sometimes you don't even see it. Sometimes you look back and you go like, damn, how did this all happen? Well, it happened because we acclimated to it little by little by little, day in and day out. And so I leave you guys with that today. Fake it till you make it, but don't forget to make it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jose. So close this out in a prayer.